Welcome back to Chow Time Pods. Your host, Red. I got videos today from Emily King.
Maybe this is a little bit of a hot take and I wasn't sure if I was going to share this. I think it's important to talk about. I am not interested in being my boyfriend's landlord. I said in that video that my boyfriend is moving in with me. We are not engaged. We are not married. He's moving in with me to my house that I own. I just frankly am not interested in being his landlord. We had that conversation when I kind of prompted him to break his lease because again, like I said in that video, he was literally never at his apartment. He was here every single night. And I said that to him, like my mortgage is around $2,600 a month. I don't need your $1,300 a month to split it. I bought this house on my own because I can afford it on my own. I would rather him just take the money that he was spending on his rent and put it in his savings account. At the end of the day, we're moving in together because we want to be together forever. At some point in the near future, this isn't like years away, everything's going to be combined anyway. Whether he puts it in his savings account or Venmos me $1,300 a month, at some point it's all going to be our household finances.
Hey, seems reasonable. We've seen this clip. I just wanted to see Emily's take on it.
Guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today, I want to highlight a huge double standard within relationships. A woman came on social media and basically just said how she was going to help support the relationship with her boyfriend.
I mean, she said that she's going to pretty much operate as the man or the male traditional role, take care of everything, have him spend his money the way he needs to spend, save it or whatever. Like that's the role that men usually play. And I don't think there's anything wrong that women want to play the role. I think it's actually fair, 50-50, and makes sense that some women are taking up roles like this now.
Because there was a financial aspect to it, it triggered the women.
Sure.
Interestingly enough, I'm going to say it, that the women that are triggered by this are also the women that would claim that they are fully independent women and they don't need no man.
But they're the broke, dusty, musty crusties, aren't they, Emily?
Because here we have a woman that is fully independent, but I'm going to show you the difference. The difference is that she doesn't carry an attitude with her. She's actually going to build a relationship that is probably going to turn out in marriage. Versus many women that come onto social media and claim that they don't need no man, they are financially independent, but when they actually in real life get into a relationship with a man, they expect him to pay for everything.
Right.
If you do this as a woman, you are contradicting yourself. I'm going to read you guys some of the comments from her video, and then I'm going to show you the original video that got all of the women triggered, and then I'm going to show you a recent updated video that she did, which I think she highlights the double standard perfectly. Before I hit play, guys, please remember to like this video and subscribe if you have.
Go give her some likes. This is probably one of our great advocates that we have that are women, you know, probably one of the only ones, her and a few others.
Haven't yet to catch my videos every Friday. The first comment I'm going to show you guys is the classic one that every woman gets when she's speaking highly of her man or she's talking about doing something for her man. It is the he hit the jackpot. Not a landlord, but a pick-me. This is a mistake, but one you'll have to experience to learn. Good luck to you. When somebody questioned, but why? She has to pay the mortgage either way. Another woman responded, because why are you paying for housing for a grown man? And if 2 to 3 years he decides to leave her and not marry her, he's walking away with a substantial amount of money in his savings account and she gets nothing.
And that's the exact thing that men say about women. Oh!
That is not connecting for a lot of these women.
It really isn't.
They don't realize it. The content creator that made the video is in finance. Like she gives finance advice specifically for women. And it is because she is successful. Yet she has people coming into her comments saying what would be best for her. But what these women don't realize is that she is actually establishing and maintaining her independence with that home, because if she's not accepting rent, then he doesn't really have any claim to that house if things did not work out. However, I don't think that's her full reasoning as to why. Like she thinks that it's going to work out. She doesn't have this backup plan. So it doesn't take much thought for it to make sense when you consider that. When you consider that she doesn't want to act as landlord to her boyfriend, she can comfortably afford this house as planned before he was in the picture. And by continuing to do the thing that she expected herself to do many years ago when she bought the house, she can actually support his continuation of his education, his career, instead of pinching the pennies out of him. Okay, there was some positive comments like this one, putting that $1,300 a month into your future rock the ring. It's called long-term thinking.
Damn
Another
right.
positive comment was, as a legal strategy in my jurisdiction, him not contributing to the loan is the smartest move for you. Some people get it. Okay,
Correct.
I want to show you guys the original video that she posted that triggered so many people.
My boyfriend and I are in basically the most ideal financial position ever, which is that I make a lot of money right now and he's gonna make a lot of money later. I'm an influencer. I have been for years. It feels weird calling myself that, but it's the truth. And the truth is there's a lot of money to be made here. I've increased my income so much in my 20s that I make more than my boyfriend, who is a pilot at a major airline. Since I've been able to increase my income in my early 20s, I've built myself a lot of assets for my age. I have a lot of money invested. I have a lot of equity in my home. Whereas my boyfriend now has a really high paying career, but he's in his mid 30s and it took him this long to get this job. Where
Correct.
he's just now really getting started building his financial foundation. As a couple, we're in this really unique situation where I've made money early on in my career. I've built assets. He has a very stable long-term career with amazing benefits. He's in the military too. You might say it's stupid for us to quote
military and a pilot? My man.
unquote not be doing 50-50 right now. I see it as this is a partnership and partners lift each other up.
The
My
last sentence
girl.
that she said about lifting each other up, that is what is key. And that
My
is what a
girl.
lot of hurt women do not understand. And it's
Emily, she even talked about like him barely getting into his financial stride and how she got lucky in her financial stride early because of social media. That right there, Emily, is probably the most aware thing that I've heard in a long time. Shout outs to that lady.
honestly
Shout
women
outs
that
to
have been
her.
hurt in the past, that have been used to some degree, that have that ongoing trauma, they aren't healed. That is why they have difficulty going on to another relationship. Because instead of blaming that one person, that one man that did them dirty, they blame all men. And they change
Correct.
their thought process, they put up the walls, and they do things and they make stupid rules to help safeguard their finances. But the truth is, this woman is an independent woman. I should clarify, an independent woman that actually wants to have a relationship. A woman that wants to put in effort and wants to contribute within a relationship. And that is the best, most secure position that a woman can be in. Don't get me wrong, of course there's like an extreme version that's potentially there where she's just giving all of her money
Correct.
and buying him everything. I guarantee that's not what's happening in this situation. She seems very level-headed. She's listing off the potential of his earnings versus what she potentially can make and continue to make. It's a well thought out dynamic,
It really
and it's
is.
honestly how marriage needs to function. Many people will argue, well, they're not married yet, they shouldn't be functioning that way. But at what point do you just instantly change? Is it just as soon as you say the I do's,
sign
then
that
you
piece
just
of paper?
instantly start changing your behavior? That's not real life. It is far better to already be in that relationship dynamic where marriage doesn't have to actually change a whole lot. You can just kind of ease right into it, especially specifically when you're very young and there's other things that you're trying to accomplish before having the big wedding. But we need to talk about the very clear double standard here, because if this was a story of a man coming on social media and talking about how he's not going to have his girlfriend that's moving in paying rent, that would just be like almost an everyday thing.
Correct.
And if anything, women would just come into the comments and praise him for it. But at the very
He's a
least, it would
man's
just
man.
be seen as a very normal thing.
Real
And just bare
man.
minimum, right? Like he wouldn't get any compliments from it, but he also wouldn't get any bad comments from it. Because even though women are starting to surpass men in earnings, they are still expected to pay for everything. And if they're a good man and a supportive man, they will do that. And if he's not doing that, then it's some sort of red flag. And all the women will come into the comments and have their opinion. And they will say that you're getting used. They will put the negativity out there that he doesn't really like you that much, if he's not willing to pay rent. But that's not the truth. Maybe it would have been true 20 years ago when that man was making the only money in the relationship. Like, absolutely, he's not willing to support you and you're unable to support yourself because of how society is. It is not the same today. And I think that a lot of women are having trouble like breaking down that barrier, even though they're very willing to break down other barriers that benefit them. They are unwilling to see this as a barrier and breaking it down for true equality. She did make one last video where she, I think, highlighted these points very well. This is what she had to say.
If I made a video
We don't cover good women that often. And when like see a video with a good woman or like see a title with a good woman, I'm like, I gotta cover this, you know, because look at her. Just for her saying normal basic stuff about her man, how she supports him and all this stuff, she gets all this flack. Why would good women want to make videos trying to, like, you know, propagate good women and try to propagate men when they get treated like this? Which is so understandable as a woman and how the women hive works. Yeah, why would you want to go against the hive just to, you know, help out men?
And I was like, I'm moving in with my boyfriend and he makes way more than me, so he's not charging me rent. You guys would be cheering me on, or at minimum you would have absolutely nothing to say about it. But since the roles are reversed, everyone's calling me an idiot because they can't comprehend the fact that I, as a 26-year-old woman, have put myself into an incredibly secure financial position to where I can afford to protect my asset until we're legally married, while simultaneously allowing my partner, who I love, to get their career off the ground and start saving money. You can't comprehend that if worst case scenario happens, he lives with me for a year and then dumps me and then I lose out on $15,000, I would still go about my life financially well off like I am now. That is the beauty and the importance of building yourself a financial foundation.
And this is why we tell men to do it this way, right? The way she's talking about is exactly why we tell men to build yourself this way. So yes, when she does leave, yeah, she might have took a little like $15,000, but it's still all yours. You know, you still have you get to go about your day. Nothing changed for you other than she's gone.
Early in your 20s, which is literally the cornerstone of my personal brand, helping women understand that you need to go build your financial foundation on your own. Now I'm in a situation where I'm incredibly comfortable. I'm not at risk. I'm never going to lose my home. I have significant equity in my home and can now afford to make decisions like this and help the people that I love.
Yes, yes, yes. She is essentially in an FU position. Like, no one can hurt her financially because she's not allowing that amount of access. And even in the amount that she is allowing, she could be okay with that, right? Like, if it doesn't work.
$15,000, she said, for the year. It was $15,000 she wouldn't have seen anyways if he wasn't there.
Work out. Oh, well, that is what men have done for decades. They have functioned that way. And the biggest reason for that is when you just have enough of a financial base to be okay with losing that amount of money. That's what you guys don't understand, is that
Correct.
She is in a position where she doesn't need to pinch pennies. She doesn't need to keep tally. Like, she is in the highest of the highest positions, and it makes her very secure. I would argue in today's day and age that this is the type of woman that is going to be able to obtain and maintain a long-term relationship.
I actually 100% agree. This is why I kind of like the 50-50 woman like that. The woman that expects you to pay and expects everything. That traditional, like ultra traditional, or I want to live a soft life. No, I want someone to build like that. That's willing to put in finance. That's willing to put in things up front also. Not just you as the man. This is what we're seeing here is the embodiment of a good woman and how we should be picking and vetting women to find particular women like her.
Otherwise, the dynamics are too far gone. There's too many double standards. You know, the woman is making way more money and then the man may not be making as much money, but she expects him to pay for everything. The dynamic doesn't work. It's why it doesn't work in dating right now. So the ladies that actually see the truth of it and have actually matured and relied more on themselves and are willing to be that extra support and are closer into putting in that true like 50-50, they're the ones that are going to be happy in life. And the others, you know, they can afford some cats or something. As always, guys, leave it in the comments what you think.
I agree with you, Emily. I think that type of woman with that type of dynamic that is in control of her own finances. I'm not saying we're looking for someone that's rich or, you know, well off or anything. No, she understands her own finance. She understands her own position. That's perfect. Let's come together and build together and create a bigger financial bubble or net for us to start grabbing properties or whatever the hell it is. Please like, subscribe, comment down below. I really appreciate that. And I'll catch you guys